Welcome to Look on the Flip Side, a podcast where we talk about life, share stories, crack jokes, and may even pull lines from a hat. At Flipside Theatre in Superior, Colorado, I'm your host, Jenny Remack. Now let's go look on the flip side. Today we have special guest Anders Lankford in the house. Anders been creeping around the local comedy scene for a while now. Pre-improv, there was all sorts of stuff, but after improv, there's been a bunch of stuff too. He studied under Eric Ferrone at Bovine Metropolis and directed several sketch shows, including the improv/sketch show Primetime, which is where he honed his sketch writing chops. And now he's the founder of the Flipside Theatre and somewhat involved in just about everything going on here. He's currently co-directing the Piffle sketch show for April, directing 2 long-form ensembles, Hello Comrade and Rescripted Cinema, teaching fundamentals of improv and basic sketch comedy writing. Help me welcome to the stage, Anders Lankford. Woo!
Hi.
Hi, Anders. First, I want to say thank you so much for your work with creating a space to provide us with community and fun and adventure and love. I just love the Flipside Theater, and I'm so grateful that that you and Miguel and Tracy and everyone's been working together so diligently to make this happen. So thank you. I want to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I got to correct one thing. You said the founder. I'm a founder.
He's a founder. Thank you. Yes.
Along with Miguel and Tracy and Mark.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And so, to get us started, what really brought you into the comedy scene? What kind of inspired you to go there?
Oh, I've always been kind of obsessed with comedy. Ever since I was young, I used to have. I was one of those kids who had comedy albums instead of music albums.
Yeah.
I'll be able to name of all sorts of old people you don't know, like Spike Jones, and not the Spike Jones that I think people think now, but Spike Jones from the 30s and 40s, I'd like Bob Newhart albums and everything.
I do know Bob Newhart.
Lots of British comedy, of course, because that was going crazy in the 70s, and I of course went for the, everybody was into Monty Python, so I had to go to more extreme stuff and see what else was out there. So I got into the Goons and Spike Milligan and the Two Ronnies and lots of, it was very exciting.
Very cool.
So I've always been into comedy.
Nice. I still have to see the Monty Pythons. My dad keeps getting on me about that. You've mentioned it to me a time or two. So many people are like, Monty Python, you got to see it. So I do have it on my to-watch list. It'll get there. But very cool.
We'll get you on some of it.
We'll get it. Yeah, we'll get it. What would you say you've kind of learned about yourself going through the comedy journey?
I've learned about myself. I think mostly it's just I've learned not to take anything seriously. I don't know if that's a good thing. But I started. I used to just be. I'd say I used to be just snarky, and just think things were funny anyway. But then I went through a period of existential crisis, as I suppose we all do at some point, and started recognizing the absurdity of consciousness. And just the entire ridiculousness of an infinite universe with an ego that makes you feel like you're the only thing that's important. And that irony is just funny as hell. Because it's so stupid. You can't actually have any impact, really. but you can, because you can perceive it as meaningful, and that's funny somehow. And
Yeah.
probably, and yet it also is, I mean, you could see it as terrifying, I guess, but I tend to just see it as funny as hell.
I love that perspective, Anders, because like thinking about how, like ego can come into play and it's not so serious. Like comedy helps you be like, life is not that serious. Ego makes everything so serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all about me, or it's got to go this way, and da 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 da. But what comedy has helped me do too with improv is let go of all of that shit. You don't have to hang on to it. And we have this vast, infinite universe, like you talked about, and we have such a opportunity to make an impact first with ourselves and letting go of the ego. So thank you for tapping into that. That's big.
And it's nice that, I guess I'm going to get philosophical again. The mid, you can either go with like life is totally meaningless or it's only you meaningful, but there's like that, everybody has that search for finding themselves to be bigger themselves, finding a place that's larger than oneself, I think is the phrase, and becoming a part of that. And I find that's true with improv, not only in the moments of group mind where you feel like you are connected to other people and things like that, but also just there's something about comedy that makes you feel larger, that makes you feel like you're connected to something larger than oneself.
Yes.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, it makes you feel it gets you outside of that, like it connects you, but it also allows you the space to just like be as ridiculous as you want to be, have the group minds, have those connectors, which are really cool, and then just allow you to just understand there's more to life than just this like bodily existence that we're in. And it's funny, there's like a comedic aspect to it. So
yeah I don't know, for me the ultimate joke part of it is that there's nothing meaningful about it, really.
there's nothing but you could always look on the bright side of life, as Monty Python says.
Indeed.
That's the only thing.
You've heard the song, surely.
I've heard it. I've totally heard it. There you go. Yeah, everything is meaningful.
You just don't have the visual of it being sung by a number of people on crucifixes.
Right. Yeah. that's what I've got to see. I've got to see
That's
that.
what you have to see.
I know, especially since I'm playing Jesus coming up this Friday. I got to figure this out. So speaking of, you're really involved in sketch, and you are bringing to life some amazing sketches that you have in your writers' rooms. You provide classes on how to help people tap into that part of themselves to write sketches.
So the Piffle Show that we're working on for October, and then another holiday type show, because those seem to be the best ones. Those are fun. You gotta make fun of the holidays.
Totally.
Yeah, so I guess that's what, when you ask what motivated, that's really what it was. It was almost like contractual obligation. I felt like it needed to happen.
Yes.
The sketches themselves, I think it's interesting because half of the sketches are sketches that were written in the class. So that's cool. And it's nice to see those finally come out. It's nice to see people having written stuff and get them to see what they've written, get them to see their material. That's exciting for me when they actually have written something that they can get up there.
You've provided a space, at the Flipside Theatre. We have a theater on one side and a classroom on the other side, and so there's this opportunity to really help people bring their scripts to life. And so, like you said, the rest of the scripts have all been written by your students, which is super exciting.
It's really
exciting. And
exciting.
they're super fun. Yeah. So thank you for doing that. You're also teaching an intro to improv, I believe, a level 1 improv class?
Right now, so we do the fundamentals of improv, and it's kind of choose your own adventure sort of thing. So there's no real level 1. We kind of level it as you go. But the right now it's a long form class.
Oh,
It's
cool.
Fundamentals of improv, long form character.
Nice. Yeah. And how's that going?
Well, we've had one class so far, and it went really well. Everybody really had a good time, and we got deep into character already. So
Awesome. Yeah, it's so fun because there's so many different things that are offered at the Flipside Theater, and you've been able to offer the improv and sketch comedy, and I know there's other things. Rescripted cinema that's about to premiere.
yeah, it is.
Super
We've
exciting.
got that's one of the long form teams. That's the one that's got the kind of a mix of dubbing films and stage montage long form stuff. It eventually becomes something that's supposedly has structure. We'll see how it goes. And that's going to be that's just that works really well too. That's just a long form thing, which I know people say it's all just montage with extra steps, and maybe it is, but it's our own montage with our own extra steps.
Yeah, it's with a dash of Anders in there, and it's helping us to have improv, but in a kind of a unique way. As I see it, that's as I see it. What other classes are you, or do you have kind of brewing? What are you going to be offering here soon?
Well, we're
For
going to
the
have
summer.
we have a short form game workshop that's coming up. That's actually starting this Thursday, also.
Amazing.
Conflicting, which I can't be at because I'm at Hello Comrade in Boulder. So
Okay.
that's like a tightly focused game workshop. It's like going to focus on one game, but it's not just playing that game over and over again. It's going to be like focusing on that game, focusing on what skills you need to make that game better, and what works, what doesn't, and developing those skills, and then maybe coming up with some variations on the game to see what else could come from that.
I love that.
We've got other classes. We've got the acting class that's wrapping up. That's probably going to start again. And,
I've been a part of that. That's been really cool to
That's been
experience.
really cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next. I don't know if I'm going to take the next one. I might have conflict with that, but it's been really amazing just doing that. And we keep on talking about other potential classes. I'm hoping to get a clown class in here at some point. I'd love to do mask work at some point with somebody, but I'd have to get somebody who's a specialist in that. I know somebody though.
Tell us more about mask work. What would that be like?
Mask work is interesting. It's you wear a mask and
Okay.
you look at the mask. You try to understand this. I've only done one mask class, so it's a little rough on me. But you look at the mask. You try to sense what that mask would feel like, what that character is in that mask, and then you wear the mask, and you let the character overtake you. You let the mask do the driving,
Wow.
and it can get really weird.
It's almost like I pictured that not Ace Ventura, but Jim Carrey when he played the mask.
Yeah.
The mask like overtook him, and he was just like, whoa. Yeah.
That's the concept.
So-
It's very much like that. Some people feel
Okay.
really. It can be a powerful experience.
Cool.
It can be a really powerful. It can be scary too, because some of the masks can be really grotesque and bizarre in ways that you don't like to consider having part of you in there. But you put on the mask, and that part of you sort of can come out. And it's
Yeah.
weird stuff. It can be really weird and intense. I kind of want that because I like weird and intense.
Yeah. Well, to me, it sounds like almost doing some shadow work, which I've done. Like, is like looking at those parts of ourselves that don't necessarily we don't ever want to just kind of let come to the surface, but when we do and we express it, even though it can kind of be a little weird or eccentric at times, it's like, whoa! Now I can express this part of myself that I was afraid to express before. So it's kind of sounds like that would be a unique opportunity to have at the flip side as well.
Yeah, that would be. I'm enthusiastic about that. Yeah, I like having the stuff that really affects people.
Yeah.
And that changes people. I think that's part of just all theater, but comedy has that whole thing where you can enact change in people.
Yeah, to me, it's like a warm hug. I like it because
Interesting.
yeah, it really has helped me. You know, I mean, comedy for me, I used to not express my emotions, and so I was raised Catholic, and so they were kind of buried pretty deep. And what comedy has allowed me to do is get up on stage and go from, you know, being maybe angry in one moment to happy to sad, and to really allow me the opportunity to express an experience, especially in improv. And I love that. And I love the opportunities with the acting classes that we've had too, to really get into those characters. Because you and I are both taking the acting class,
Yeah.
and to really kind of see what would it be like to try it on from this angle. And you and Eric have just been doing a phenomenal job with your with your scenes, cracking me up every week. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I really like trying on new characters, trying on new emotions and stuff. It is powerful stuff. You're right. That is intense.
Yeah. So
And
thank you.
I think also it's like there's also something to be said for just comedy being healing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just I mean, I mean, you face your pain and it's funny.
Right.
Honestly, the people who tell the best cancer jokes are cancer patients. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. It's like when you have that connection and you can face it, you can talk about it because it's. And I know I apologize. I realize that's a personal situation right now, but it's true.
No,
It's like
it's okay.
anything like that.
Yeah.
When you're in it, you find the funny, and when you can find the funny
Totally.
in those moments, it's like laughing at funerals or in any difficult situation. When you find that funny moment, it's relief, it's release, it's you have that you can suddenly express yourself where maybe before you can maybe you did have everything pressed down and you couldn't cry or be angry.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's like just that moment of emotional release plus you're laughing. And it's and sometimes you're laughing together with somebody who's also in pain.
Yes.
And that's a hell of a moment. That's a good thing. Because then there's like walls are broken down. You can start speaking together about stuff that you couldn't talk about before.
Yes.
And yeah, that's good stuff.
That's beautiful. It's beautiful work. It's powerful stuff that we're creating here at the Flipside Theatre. And I think about, too, with Second Chance Comedy that Joe Huseman's been bringing in to the theater, and people telling their stories of pain and addiction and what it's been like to go through that and then to come out on the other side and to be surrounded by community, like you said, of something that may have been taboo to talk about before, but now you're talking about it and you're laughing about it and you're expressing and you're feeling like all the things you may normally have never felt before. And you and Tracy and Miguel and Mark, I mean, you guys have provided this for us, and it's just been so amazing to be a part of. I'm so grateful for everything that you all have been doing for us, and yeah.
There you go. How does it compare to the Catholic Church?
How does it compare?
See? Your options.
Yeah. I'm a recovering Catholic. Thanks. Yes. But no, this is great. And is there anything else that we didn't capture today that you wanted to express or talk about?
No, I think I went pretty deep.
I loved it too. We went deep, and that was really, really fun. And I appreciate you going deep with me. And what's the best way people could reach you if they have any questions or want to contact you about a class?
Honestly, they should join well, it's the Superior Improv Slack.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll change names at some point, but that's the Superior Improv Flipside connection there. That's Slack, and that's honestly the easiest way to get hold of me.
Okay, great. And then you have an email address too that people can reach out? Okay, what's that?
I'm just anders.lankford@gmail.com.
anders.lankford@gmail.com. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining today. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I'll see
been
you
a
on the flip
blast.
side.